So this is Kat speaking. I'm the audio describer for this event. And the video, in case somebody is aware or the screen reader mentioned that I just shared a screen. It will be the event, but they have not started yet. There's a line at the top that reads starting in 13 minutes and 25 seconds, and it's counting down. And it is a YouTube frozen screen with a few different photos on it that I think are, oh, no, now it's something else. Now it is an image of Christina, and she's going to describe herself, and she gets described in the video, so I won't do that now. But in the 2 hour left, there's a sort of a moon globe that's behind her with some drawings in it, including a little kind of octopusy thing. And she is looking sort of not quite straight at the camera, off to the side. Her hands are near her face. And at the top, it reads Christina Martin, Stay With Me, Global Music Video Premiere Event, Sunday, October 24th, 2021. This is a bit of a daisy chain that we're doing here, just because I wanted to have the premiere with everybody else's premiere with the described version. I'll be doing some improvised description as well during, if and as necessary, but the Christina and her team, they're also going to do some description themselves. So we'll see how that goes. Earlier today, it was a rather hilarious description. Anyway.
So this is an official video release for the song Stay With Me, which the song has already been released. And the video is being released today online. Also, for the first time, at least we think for the first time, you will be getting the video for Stay With Me, but in audio description. So there's a lot going on here. This is a bit experimental. Bear with us. We hope we have a lot of fun here, but it'll probably be pretty much kind of like being in a live video music video release party and having impromptu description. Even though Kat Germain, and I have to say it again, who's a professional audio describer, has been in it for many, many years, you know, does things right to the T, right, dots all the I's. So this will be a fun run for all of us. And welcome in for those who are joining in. Hi, Ryan, nice to see you.
Hello, nice to be here.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah.
I'll do the same thing. Kelly McDonald just saying hi, guys, and thanks for the opportunity to be able to listen in.
Hey, Kelly.
Hey,
hello,
Kelly.
Lenny.
It's Kat.
Hello, Kat.
Hi, Kelly.
Hello, Delahanty. Looking
Excellent.
forward to it all.
Hi, Ryan. It's Craig. Okay.
Hey, Craig. It's been a little while. How you doing?
Yeah.
So we're about 2 minutes away from me going into the whole spiel, what's actually going to happen here. I'll try and keep it short. I know I'm a big yapper and talker. And you should see when it's been Christina, the musician, and Kat and myself in a room, it's been a really hard time trying to get things done on time.
Oh, yeah. Agreed. Christina just said, hi, Kat, we're going to roll at 1:55 Atlantic time on our end. And she says, hello to everyone in the Zoom room.
Okay. So what does
That's
she mean
the
by
artist?
What does she mean by the rolling? They're going to start live or just the rolling the video?
She's going to play the content warning.
Oh, the content, yes, okay.
The F-bomb warning for
Right.
the discussion after,
Right.
just in case one happens. We don't have somebody who's hitting the beep button just in case.
Right.
But yeah, no, it is family content for the most part. But because it's live, you know, who knows what could happen sometimes.
Welcome. We are about 7 minutes away from the actual live broadcast of Christina Martin's new video release for her song Stay With Me. The video is officially being released today. An audio described version is being sneak previewed here for all of you. Welcome in. Tomorrow it will be on live. Actually, right after the event, it will be on live. The audio described and the live version. Christina is actually in PEI, so she'll explain that once we go live at 2 o'clock. If you have signed in via Crowdcast and are also on Zoom, there is a little bit of a warning here. You might have, if you've got both windows open, there might be a lag in between what is happening in this cool, awesome room and between what is happening live in PEI. So once the actual video is released, you may or may not want to minimize or close off one of your windows, depending on whether you want description or not. If you want description, stay here in the Zoom room. If you don't want description, I hope everybody wants just to experience it for the first time, I think at least for the first time, then stay in the, go over to the Crowdcast room. By the way, it's Milena. If I haven't noticed, I said this before, I am completely blind. I'm sitting here in Shabuktuk, otherwise known as Halifax. My feet are firmly grounded. I feel the soul coming through from the unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. So welcome aboard. And Kat Germain is the professional audio describer who has helped to put the Zoom links in here together, who's worked close with Christina. Christina Martin is our musician. She'll do all her describing on her own, who reached out to have actual description for her video. And later on, we will have Christine Malik. I believe she'll be coming in from Toronto. Christine is actually identifies as completely blind as well. She's part of our community, and she's the voice of the narration on the description of the video. We, well, not myself, but the three ladies have worked, women, they identify such as, have worked really hard at trying to make this as beautiful as possible. And it really is, because I've had the opportunity to see it all. What's going to happen is at one point somewhere in between, after the video is actually plain shown, there will be a Q&A on Crowdcast. Kat will at that point unmute this Zoom room, and if you want to ask questions, Kat will be relaying them down to the Crowdcast room. If your question is not answered, fear not, my beautiful people who are here today, because right after the Crowdcast event is over, which will be at 3 o'clock, Christina Martin and her team, and there's Christine. Hi, Christine, welcome in. We'll give her a minute. So we will have Kat, Christina, and Christine Malik here shortly after 3 o'clock for about 5 to 10 minutes. So if anybody has questions on the whole process of describing or music, or what it's like to be doing narration for a video when you are blind. And I hope everybody sticks around and has lots of questions. So start formulating your questions now. And we're at 156. Hi, Christine, welcome.
Hi, thank you. Very exciting.
I'm very excited. This is the voice of Christine Malik, and she's actually recorded on the described video. And Christine, you're coming in from Toronto, right?
I am. Very relaxed Sunday here. Nice fall, crisp weather, sunny and beautiful.
Wonderful. See, you get to hear this melodic, calming voice on the description.
Yeah.
I'm having the most lounging day imaginable. So you got my full-on lounging, chilled out Sunday. Yeah.
Excellent.
This
Excellent.
is Kat speaking. I'm going to just interrupt briefly. It's a black screen right now, and so something is happening, but not yet. But it's switched from the image of Christina Martin with the title of her song, Stay With Me. Right now it's a black screen. It says Stay With Me in block letters that are a sort of a light wheat color. In case we missed it, I don't think we did, there is a slight language warning for this, just because they're live with the discussion, and they're wonderfully a little rowdy. They are not going to intentionally swear or anything, but we just want to make sure that people know that there is a chance, because it is live. And this is a screen with the album art on it. Christina Martin, Stay With Me music video premiere event. The event will start soon, so thank you for being here.
No, I looked on her Patreon page, which is a kind of monthly way to support artists. And if you become a patron for like $2 a month, you get to support her work. But so plant a tree for you. All of her patrons on her Patreon page, she plants a tree, and she's got this update of like, oh, we planted, 4 white cedars and this many whatevers. And so I guess they have some space. And if you become a patron, you get not only the satisfaction of supporting a musician, you get a tree in your honor.
Excellent.
And who doesn't want a tree in their honor?
Who doesn't want a tree in their
While they're
honor?
still alive.
Well, they're still. Well, we still have trees. I want one.
Yeah,
My
really.
name on it.
All right. So I just want to do one last. This is Milena again. One last quick shout out. I saw Ellen Chorser logging in all the way from Chicago. Welcome, guys.
Ooh.
Excellent, excellent. Kat, you feel free to mute us at any point and sit back, grab your mimosas, coffees, enjoy the ride, people. We'll be back within the hour to have a chat.
This is Kat speaking, Milena. I'm going to unmute you just so in case there's anything that you want to say in the midst. And on screen right now, it says this live stream may contain some strong language and profanity. Viewer discretion is advised. It is, the words are on a slightly yellowy piece of paper. It looks like possibly there was some watercolor with a rose in the middle, a pink rose with a stem, and a heart. And it's just cycling through these two images with Christina and her cover art, and then the slight strong language possibility warning. Time now is 2:00 in beautiful sunny Tuktoyaktuk, Halifax, and I imagine they're going to be on screen very shortly.
Got me, Kat?
I do, yes.
Thank you. Excellent. I was saying great description. Wonderful. And it's only going to get better from here.
This is improvised, please remember that part.
Yes.
When the video is actually on, it was scripted and went through a dramaturgy and community consultation, and the lovely, talented Christine Malik was the voice of it. Yeah, so it's exciting for me. That's my perspective anyway.
And very exciting for me. I'm happy to have been a part of this as well. For those who can't see me, I'm kind of jumping inside my body right now. Try not to move around from the screen for those who can see me.
Actually, that's something I did not do, self-description, although I have a feeling we're about to start. Right now on screen is a photograph of Christina Martin. Again, her hands are near her face, above her head. It reads, "Stay with me." The back is animated slightly. Looks like sun rays on the top left corner are sort of coming down and rotating. A crow that's holding a pink rose it's moving towards behind her, but its wings are not flapping. It's just it's sort of 2D. I don't know. It's just kind of moving across the screen, and some clouds or some bumpy, wavy things in the distance. On screen text, "Stay with me," on a black screen.
Welcome, I'm Christina Martin. I'm so excited that you're all here joining me today for the music video premiere for my new song, "Stay With Me."
She's by herself on screen.
The setting here where I am and a little bit about myself. Okay, so today I wore my finest all black ensemble for you, skin tight jeans and my finest crew neck black t-shirt. I have a couple tattoos on the inside lower left arm. I'm wearing a splash of gold jewelry here on my left arm as well, just some gold, cheap, fake gold bracelets. What else can I tell you about how I look? My hair is real blonde, I'm a real true blonde. My hair is straight, but like I put a nice slight bend in it today for you, and it's parted in the middle. It's a new thing I've been trying this year during COVID. And I drew in some eyebrows to add
She
some
points to her
color
eyebrows.
to my pasty white complexion for all of you. Okay, so I'm going to try to describe the venue where I am, but before I do, I'm going to show a little picture here of the outside. So it's a chapel. It's called the venue's called the Grand Victorian, and it's an incredibly beautiful venue. It's a wedding and event destination spot. It's lovingly restored, and it's adorned with decor that evokes a feeling of pure romance. See, I feel like I might get lucky here today. It's got lots of soft colors inside the venue, white walls, a lot of chandeliers, and like a lot of classic, elegant touches surround us today in this 141-year-old historic venue. So I'm sitting on the main level in the ballroom, and to my left and behind me, there is an elegant bar and lounge seating area. So during this event, I'll be sitting with my guests on this super sexy, antique, and plush pink, I think it's pink purpley,
It's sort of a blush
velvet,
pink.
love seat in the middle of the ballroom. And I really want to thank Marley and Greg, who own the Grand Victorian, for sponsoring this event. If you find yourself in Victoria by the Sea, stop by Marley and Greg's restaurant, the landmark Oyster House. You will not be disappointed. Now, the village of Victoria, where we are today, is tucked neatly, very neatly, on the south shore of the island, halfway between Charlottetown and Summerside. And we chose to broadcast live to you from here today for a couple of reasons. Our internet at home royally sucks, and they've got great internet here for some reason. And but also it's a stunning venue, and Greg and Marley were so generous to lend us this venue to finish recording the strings for my album with Karen Graves, a musician who I'll talk a little bit more about later on today. I actually live in Mi'kma'ki, or Nova Scotia. The land on which I'm broadcasting live to you today is the traditional and unceded territory of the Abigway Mi'kmaq First Nation. I have so much more to learn about Indigenous culture and history. I recognize that I'm a settler of Turtle Island, and the Mi'kmaq are the first peoples of Prince Edward Island and have called this beautiful island home for over 12,000 years. Time at home during the pandemic opened my eyes to the responsibility I have to make our nation a healthier land for everyone. And as a first step to this, and I mean first, a tiny first step, I'm working towards finishing the University of Alberta's Indigenous Canada 12-week online course, which is free and from the Indigenous perspective. And a lot of my friends have also participated in this online course. It's really wonderful. I encourage anyone to start their own journey to learning more about Indigenous history, culture, and perspectives, and it can start in your community where you live and work. Okay, I want to go over, as people are just joining us live here, everyone's got their reminder emails to join the Crowdcast event. I have some housekeeping notes, okay? So this event today is going to be about 26 hours long. I have prepared 26 hours worth of script and music videos for you. Just kidding. It's going to be 60 minutes. If we get cut off because the internet can sometimes really disappoint, I will try to reconnect. You don't need to do anything, just stay where you are. And if you're experiencing a lot of freezing, you could also just try refreshing your page. One of the reasons I love using this platform that's called Crowdcast is that this event is being recorded, but when it's done, you'll be able to watch the replay, share this event now or later with your friends, and continue using the chat section or the ask a question. You can ask a question. Hold on, let me just take a little swig of it's water, but they didn't have anything at the Grand Victorian that wasn't a super fancy, elegant glass. So I found this beautiful champagne glass for my tap water.
It's a stemmed crystal glass.
Leitung stilles Wasser, for those of you watching from Germany. Yes, okay, where was I? Let's test the chat section now. Tell me where you live and what do you do for work or pleasure? If I'm not paying attention right now to the chat section, because I actually have to like pay attention and run this show and not totally fudge it up, I'm gonna read all the comments later. And I've got Dale Murray monitoring all the questions. So there's gonna be a Q&A section towards the end of this event. If you have questions directly for myself or any of my guests, please try posting them in the Ask a Question section at the bottom toolbar of the Crowdcast page. Or just put them in the chat section, that's also fine. So Dale's gonna read those out loud later on. We'll all be on this couch together. You'll see, it'll be towards the end of the event. But chat amongst yourselves. You'd be surprised at how many people make lasting friendships in these online chat areas. It's pretty cool. I want to talk a bit about the journey I've been on this year working with several experts to reduce accessibility barriers for my in-person and my online events. Shout out to Crystal and Nicole at Sensory Friendly Solutions, my accessibility and sensory friendly consultants for this year. And they're in St. John, New Brunswick. They are leading me to learn and experiment with ways to make my music, my website, my events more sensory friendly, accessible, and inclusive. If you're someone who would benefit from using captions for today's event, Crowdcast made us aware that Google offers live captions for the desktop version of Chrome. We're posting that link now, so if you do want to use captions, you can turn those on right now, and Dale's posting the link right now in the chat section. So go ahead and take your time and set up the closed captions if you want. It's nice to have options. I partnered with a company in Toronto called CCS, and I've started to create proper closed captions for my new music videos for YouTube and Facebook. So you'll have the option to turn those on or off when you're on those platforms. So I'm really excited about that. It's not something that I paid attention to before, and I'm learning that a lot of people, it just helps them process what's going on, especially if there's distractions in the room. When you have proper closed captions, it just allows you to really take in the experience a lot easier for some people. This is very exciting. So blind community members Christine Malik and Milena Khazanavicius, I hope I got that right. I've been practicing your last name, Milena, for weeks now, and I just hope I nailed it. So they worked with Kat Germain to produce my first audio-described music video. I'm super pumped about this. Christine is a voice-over artist, Milena is an advocate and disability activist, and Kat is an inclusion, access, and disability justice service provider in the arts and culture sector. These are super important people, and I've had a lot of fun meeting them these last couple weeks. And we've already posted the link in the chat section to join the audio described Zoom listening party if you would prefer to head on over there. So Kat and Milena have a group of guests in that Zoom meeting right now. So I want to say, hey, we can all say hey to everybody over there, and thank you for joining us. So I'm going to hop on a Zoom meeting with them when this event is over at 3 p.m. Atlantic Daylight Time today, and we're gonna have the official super fun VIP after party in the Zoom meeting that we've posted in the chat section. So you can stay here, or if you prefer to have the audio described version of the music video, and Kat's also gonna be doing some audio description in between when I'm talking, which I talk a lot, so it's probably going to be very difficult for her. I apologize, Kat. Thank you so much for hosting the listening party, Kat and Milena, today, and I'm excited to get all of your feedback about today's event. Oh, so speaking of feedback, I do welcome every bit of information you can tell me about ways to improve my events, and so does Crowdcast. My email is info@christinamartin.net. So if you send me info later on about how this event was for you, how we might be able to improve it, I promise to share it with Crowdcast. Crowdcast had a meeting with us this week, and this is a summarized statement. They said we could share it with y'all. I thought it was important to be, so they said to be fully transparent. Our platform,
What's your volume
Crowdcast,
like?
was not accessible in many key areas and features. While attendees now have a pathway
Could you do the
into the
bottom of
event
your screen?
and can partake with in-event features, we're still lacking in some aspects. A key area is the tab order. Attendees are not always aware there is a chat wall they can engage in. Our team is currently working on a second version of our platform, and accessibility is on the forefront of everyone's mind, as it should be. Awesome. We're eternally grateful to those providing us feedback on some areas we've missed and helping to keep us accountable to our values and goals of creating an inclusive and accessible space. That is so rad. Thank you so much to everyone at Crowdcast for being so responsive to our inquiries about what they're working on when it comes to accessibility and inclusivity. I gotta say also, thank you so much to the funders that help me do things like make music videos and put on events. So thanks to Music Nova Scotia Investment Program and the province of Nova Scotia for supporting the making of this music video and also getting behind my accessibility initiatives. Thank you also to my monthly and yearly supporters over on my Patreon. There are 77 of you currently, 78, because I know Brendan Henry, the video director, just signed up when I was guilting him about it earlier. And I plant a tree for every new patron that signs up to support me on Patreon. And then every other year you get another tree planted if you keep hanging in there with me on Patreon. So I owe everything I have, almost, my growth though, my success to my fans. And I really appreciate it. All right, so, woo, that was quite the intro. How's everybody hanging in there? Dale, were you trying to make eye contact with me earlier? Did you have, no, you've got nothing. That's okay. That's great. Everything's going smoothly, right? We're
She
here,
speaks to
we're
somebody
alive.
off screen.
Okay. I think it's time to talk about the song Stay With Me before we roll the video and before I introduce you to Brendan Henry a little bit later on, the video director. I thought it would be cool to chat a bit about the making of the song with my best friend. So this guy who I'm about to bring on, he helped engineer, he didn't help, he engineered the sessions. This little man who, oh my goodness. No, he's a massive part of my life. He's my biggest supporter. And he co-produced and he mixed the song and he played guitars, and we'll talk more about his role in it. But please help me welcome to Crowdcast. And you got Mr. Dale Diva Murray. There he is. Hey, babe, how's it going?
He sits to our left.
So Dale, oh yeah, sorry. Dale,
good?
you look great.
Thank you.
Would you describe yourself
Yes.
to our audience
Yes.
today?
Yes.
Okay.
I am a white man.
You are.
I have blonde, shortish hair,
Yeah.
beard, a little bit of gray in there. That just happened this year.
Yeah. Salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper, we call it. I'm wearing a blue denim shirt.
My fave.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And yeah,
And you're extremely good looking.
I didn't say that.
No, but if y'all could just picture like the most, like the hottest guy in your mind, what that would look like, that's what Dale looks like, times 10. Yeah, so Dale, I just wanted to say that a lot of people have asked me, had been very concerned about the single Stay With Me, because they think that it's a song about you leaving me.
It's not, though. I knew
You sure?
that. Well, no, actually.
'Cause I guess, is there anything I need to be concerned about?
No.
Okay,
No.
good.
No.
Okay, phew. Okay, so no, it's not about Dale leaving me. You know, we'll talk a little bit more about what the song maybe is about later on. I mean, I'm just so terrible at talking about what my songs are about, but if you have a specific question, put it in the Ask a Question section of Crowdcast. There's a little box down at the bottom of the screen, or in the comment section, and then we'll try to answer it later on. You might have more questions about the music video later. But I did think we could maybe chat about the process of recording the song and introduce to our audience the musicians, because that's such a big part of this making of of a song. Is we couldn't have had a video if it weren't for the song.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before I roll this and we talk about the musicians, do you want to set up this clip that we're gonna? It's a little video clip.
That had, you know, great acoustics.
Yeah.
And then we, because of COVID and trying to keep everybody away from each other, essentially, I guess, we thought, well, we could do it there. Everyone will have their own little space and be safe, and maybe we can take our masks off if we're far enough apart. And it worked out great in that respect. It also worked out great in the audio respect. It just sounded great in there. It had a good vibe. Wonderful. And now we just keep recording there now.
We do. Well, when Dale has clients, like we'll rent the Oxford Capitol Theatre, which is a century-old theater. It's got all these beautiful red curtains and like the original wood seats that flip up and down and make a lot of noise and are uncomfortable. But no, it's a stunning venue. You know, to as an audience member to attend a show there, but also to perform. It's just got so much character. And we brought in our ornate rugs and put them on the stage. And now I'm going to roll this video, and we're going to take a stab at trying to describe who you are seeing here. So there's me.
That's you.
I've got my acoustic guitar. It's a Martin mahogany top guitar, and that's me probably singing the demo with y'all.
Yeah, and it was sort of chilly in there because this was the winter time.
It was January.
Obviously, I'm wearing a toque here, and you were wearing what would you call it, a poncho?
It was just like a poncho, a brown poncho. So here's Dale set up with all of his gear on the stage with all these cables. There's microphones all over the stage.
We were trying to catch the sound of the room, so I put up a lot of mics.
Yeah.
Just to do that, and that's Jordy back there on the drums.
Jordy Comstock. We're set up in kind of a circle, right?
Yeah.
On the stage.
Yeah.
There's Dale behind his desk, and he's got his bonnet on. And
these are a series of
in a minute
still
here we'll see
images, by the way.
Jason Vautour, who was our bass player, and he looks like a rock and roller.
Yeah.
Can you describe Jason Vautour?
Jason Vautour, well, I think oh no, that's still me.
Oh wait, there's Dale with his Duesenberg's gold sparkle top electric guitar.
Yeah.
Sexy guitar.
Yeah. This is us just trying to work out the song and how it should go, and trying to get the right drum set. Then you can sort of see J-Bo there. We didn't really put that many.
Oh man, I should put more photos of the bass player.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
There he is. Yeah.
He's got some salt and pepper, short hair, almost shaved down.
Yeah. He's wearing a mask in this, and he is in this.
We did wear a mask sometimes, but when we started recording, we took them off because we were 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
And so that was the first step, getting really the bed tracks and the right tempo for the song. And then we took the tracks home. I worked on, I actually for the first time wrote some string parts and then brought them, remotely sent them to Karen Graves, who lives on Prince Edward Island. And she sent them back, and they sounded even better. And that was a cool collaboration. And then Karen came back to the Oxford Capitol Theatre with us to record the strings for this song later on.
Yeah.
But here we see a photo of Dale set up with his gear on the at the chapel at the St. David's Presbyterian Church in Halifax. And we've got Ian Bent on the grand piano. It's a C7 grand piano. It's quite a large instrument.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. And Ian's wearing a sweater and like a collar shirt underneath, and he's got his headphones, and he's got short brown hair and glasses. And yes, so we recorded the grand piano at that chapel for this song.
Yeah.
Then you mixed it into the song. Then we had Karen come back to the Oxford Capitol Theatre.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, what then?
Oh boy. Well, I mean, we took everything else that we've done remotely and went back to our studio and finished. Although we did the vocals in this, right where
right.
Karen is there right now. But
That's right. The vocals for this song and only this song were recorded. It was like the first take.
yeah, it was the first take, and we kept it. It was a magical take.
I burst into tears
Yeah.
because I did not think that I had, I wasn't sure if the song was in the right key for my voice.
Mm-hmm.
And I just hoped that it would sound good and work out.
Mm-hmm.
Because it would be very expensive to have everybody back to re-record.
Yeah.
So usually it takes me like 50 times to record vocals for a song, and it's very painful. And we got the vocals for this song, Stay With Me, in one take at the Oxford Capitol Theatre. And I really did burst into tears.
Just quickly
so
for those joining in the meeting lately, the team is describing what they were going through to record this song and video during COVID.
And we talked about this before. We had this original like demo of the song, and it was super poppy and upbeat and like probably more radio friendly. It probably would have been a hit, but no, I had to like be true to what the song was calling for in terms of the production, and really pushed for what you're hearing, what you will hear today if you haven't heard the song "Stay With Me" yet. So also want to mention as well that writing songs, and for me it's just one little bit that I really enjoy. As soon as I start writing a song, I'm a very visual person. I start dreaming about performing it and how it's going to sound and how it should feel, and then I think about music videos, and I think about all the team that we get involved in the artwork. So I do want to roll through a clip of some of the people, actually all the people that were on what I call my creative dream team, and I'm going to try to not miss anybody. Here's the first Zoom meeting that we had. That's Cherokee in the top left, Anderson, who did all the photography for my album artwork. Nicole Alain Legault, who has been working with me on the artwork. She's so incredible. And then there's Brendan Henry, who you'll meet soon, the video director. And now we're cutting to a shot of us setting up for the artwork and album photography shoot. So Kyla Nicole is applying my makeup in this little time-lapse video. She's
It's very super speed.
on. She's gonna probably put blush on my cleavage to make it pop, and maybe even give me the illusion of having great cleavage. And my hair is quite straight in the single cover artwork. And there you see Kim Munson sitting down. She styled the photography shoot, and she also created the wardrobe for the Stay With Me music video. Hey, Kim. And then there's Nicole Warnell, who did my hair, and she did my hair and makeup for the music video. Oh, and here I'm showing a clip of one of the outfits that Kim Munson created entirely by hand. And so that's a shot from her studio there are two characters in the music video that you will experience. One of them is, I call the tortured soul, and this is the outfit the tortured soul wears. And then the other outfit you
black
see
dress.
in the video is
Sleeveless.
the guardian character.
Short?
Kind of
Has a tie.
knowing it's going to be okay character. So they're both played
Eye
by
length.
me, and I think the song for me, when I listen to it now, it represents that side of me, the two sides of me, the one that's like constantly worrying and fearful and anxiety ridden, and then the other side of me that's confident, optimistic, looking forward to a bright, shiny future. All right, so those are just some of the amazing folks that I've been working with to set up, create, launch, Stay With Me, and all of my new music in the next year or two. I think it's time to premiere this thing. I mean, what are we waiting for? If you are tuning in late, there is a Zoom listening party link in the chat section. If you'd like to watch the audio described version of the music video with Kat and Milena, they're over there. Or you can stick with me, because I'm about to press play in 45 seconds.
This black screen has been added to the original video to provide an introduction for description users. This intro is about 45 seconds long. Christina Martin is the artist and the only person in the video. Christina is a white woman. She is petite and in her early 40s. Her blonde, slightly wavy hair has a side part and is just below her shoulders. Christina wears all black. A sleeveless mid-thigh dress with a mock collar, a black tie tucked into a cummerbund, thigh-high tights with stirrups at the bottom, and bare feet. When she is shown singing, she is filmed from the waist up, in a dark shadowy hall. She also wears all black, however her sleeveless top is a low-cut scoop neck. Christina sits on a bed in the sunlit bedroom of a heritage home. She looks at the floor.
I'm giving you all, and it's all that I've got. Stay with me.
Christina Martin, Stay With Me, directed by B. Henry.
I'm keeping busy, 'cause it makes me feel young and wanted. Stay with me. I'm older and wiser, don't let that be bad. Stay with me.
Gloved black hands grab her ankles.
Now I can't make all these things he's done go away. Stay with me.
Through the window, she sees a creature's black tentacle wrap around the house.
All the things we've destroyed.
Christina walks to the window.
Nothing's really changed.
The creature's black tentacles have rows of suckers on them.
Surrounded by poison and plastic. There's nothing left to ruin.
She sits near a window. Tentacles continue to wrap around the house.
Giving you all, and it's all that I've got. Stay with me. Stay with
She pours
me.
tea into a china teacup.
Once time was a gift, now it feels like a curse. Stay with me. Stay with
She picks up the teacup with both hands.
No wonder you're anxious, we should be afraid. Stay with me.
Her eyes dart to her front door. The handle jiggles.
When push comes to shove, will you hand me the shell? Stay with me.
She walks toward the door. The teacup smashes at her feet.
There was a time we had it all. We took it all for granted.
She goes upstairs.
Once we could breathe without our masks, without the fear. Hold me now. I can't see past what's been happening to us.
Bathwater runs black.
Just pretend you don't see love creeping out, love creeping out. I'm giving you all, and it's all that I've got. Stay with me.
Tentacles block increasing amounts of sunlight from the windows. Christina lies on the bed.
I'm keeping busy, 'cause it makes
Darkness. A crack creeps up the wall.
and wanted. Stay with me.
Plaster falls.
I'm older and wiser, don't let that be bad. Stay with me.
A stream of sunlight through a crack hits her hand. She walks toward it.
Can't make all these things he's done go away. Stay
She throws something at the window. Sunlight lights up her face briefly, though the tentacles remain across the window.
to the stars. Find me you.
She backs away.
You're with me now. You're always with me.
She runs down the hall.
To the stars. Find me.
She runs down the stairs.
You're with me now. You're always with me.
She struggles to open the front door. It opens. She runs out of the house.
You're with me now. You're always with me.
She closes her eyes as she stands in the sunlight. She takes a deep breath.
You're with me now.
She stands in a wheat field. Behind her is the heritage home with no creature. It glints in the sunlight. She sways. Inside, she looks at a painting. The water in it moves, and the building resembles the heritage home. A figure sways in front of it. In the painting, the sky turns to night under a canopy of stars, logos, Nova Scotia, and Music Nova Scotia. Text below reads, Come Undone Records, Inc. Christina Martin recognizes the support of the Music Nova Scotia Investment Program and the Province of Nova Scotia for this project. ChristinaMartin.net.
No octopus were harmed during the making of this video. I also want to mention there's a bit of a lag here. I'm ahead of y'all, but I'm going to see all the comments later on, so tell me what you thought. Mostly tell me what you loved. And over in the Zoom listening party, I'm curious how your experience was listening to the audio described version. But again, we're going to join the Zoom meeting at 3 p.m. During the VIP after party, so we can chat more about your experience there and ask questions to Kat, Milena, and Christine, who helped make that audio described version. We're also going to be posting the links to both versions of the video at the end of this event so that y'all can go check out both. You can share it. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, I always have to watch music videos a couple times to really, like, you know.
Should play it again then.
Should I play it again? No, we don't have time.
That's the director,
you're right.
Brendan.
We're just going to repeat this one like 5 more times, if that's okay.
He sits beside her.
But growing up, music videos, that's what really sealed the deal for me, for a lot of musicians that I grew up loving, that I still love and listen to today. And it was always a dream of mine to be able to make them and participate in them. And so this is a dream come true, making music videos. Yeah, so, and by the way, anything that we don't get to see or answer right now, there's a Q&A coming up in about 10-15 minutes with Brendan and Dale and I, all here on this love seat, the 3 of us. I told you I was going to get lucky today. I told you this is a very romantic place here at the Grand Victorian in Victoria by the Sea. So we'll be able to answer all your questions later. Leave them in the chat section or in the Ask a Question box at the bottom of Crowdcast. Okay, listen.
When we're on the Q&A,
so
I'm happy to type in anything for anybody here.
My new friend is here with us today. He is the mastermind behind the making of Stay With Me, the music video. Brendan Henry! Ah, everybody freak out! Wow. Welcome, Brendan.
Thank you.
Brendan, can you describe yourself to our audience? Okay, great. Good luck.
Like 12 feet tall.
Yep, 12.
Lots of hair.
Yeah,
lots of teeth.
you do have lots of hair in some places. Yeah.
Bald.
8 arms.
Full beard and
I am
mustache.
wearing blue jeans, a light blue shirt, a dark blue speckled cardigan.
Yeah, a lot of
I
blue.
have no hair on top of my head. I have
You
hair
have
on
some. You
on
have
the
some.
sides there is hair. On the top, it's the implication of hair.
Yeah, I like it. It's cool.
And a big, disgusting, bushy,
It's very thick.
hermit beard.
Very thick beard. And
I would love to say it's a COVID beard, but it's not. I just like having a beard. It's my mask.
I love
My
it.
permanent disguise.
I think your beard maybe helped you get this gig.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean,
Interesting.
you look like you knew what you were doing. That's what the beard said to me. You also wear glasses, and I thought,
Yeah, that's probably
there's
wore glasses.
a smart.
Wore glasses. You're
I
right.
judged you by your beard and your glasses. And
So you judged me based on my appearance.
no, actually, I actually judged
Whoa.
you. I didn't know what you
All
looked
right.
like. I judged you by the work that you did with Andrew Waite.
Okay.
I saw his new music video for the song called
Ain't Going Out Like That.
Ain't Going Out Like That, and immediately looked you up and begged you to work on any music video
There was
with
some
me.
begging,
I
yeah.
actually want you to work on like a million of them. So yeah, I was super impressed with your special effects wizardry. We'll talk a little bit about that today. But I wanted to say thank you so much for being a sounding board and for jumping on board the creative team to help me and supporting me really with all these creative endeavors I was hoping to do. And now we made something together.
Yeah, we did it. We're done.
How do you feel now that it's done and it's out?
And it's finally released as well. Yeah.
It's going to be like
Well, the
out tomorrow, but yeah.
The problem for me is always like, up until its release day, I could change something. And I'm like,
It's too late.
Oh, I know.
Dude,
it's okay.
it's
We've
too
locked
late.
it.
Yeah.
But it's always that thing of like, oh, until it's released, I could probably adjust little things. And
Yeah.
I'm never finished with things. So like, there's always little details where I want to finesse stuff. But
Yeah.
I'm happy though. I like
Good.
it. I like it.
You should be.
I like it.
I think.
It's fine.
You know, all that matters is the client is happy.
Yeah, exactly.
And this.
I have no say in the matter as long as as long as you're happy.
I'm very happy. I'm ecstatic. I'm thrilled with it. Okay, when I wrote this song back in 2018, so pre-pandemic, I know I mentioned masks, wearing masks in this song, but I was actually wearing masks on flights and traveling because I was always afraid to catch a flu and then not be able to perform. And so I wrote the song, not during COVID. But anyhow, it seems like I found a safe place to express, the anxieties and the fears that I live with, and then also that side of me that is confident and optimistic and cool and calm. I had this idea for a very dark and dreary music video before, but I really think you saved me from a lot of negative press with my original video idea.
What was the original idea?
We're not going to talk about what the original.
idea?
No, we're not going to talk about. No, I'm not going to tell you. If you've been at any of my shows over the last couple years, though, I might have shared with you my idea for the music video. But no, I'm so thrilled with your vision, your idea. So can you describe the process of how your ideas for this music video evolved?
No.
Okay, that's cool. We're moving on.
So, yeah,
Pass.
Yeah, so I think initially you told me your thoughts.
Like you wrote a script.
Yeah, but I think in our first meeting, you told me the feelings behind the song before I actually heard the song, which is valuable to me.
Oh yeah, we had a chat, right?
We had a chat, and then because when I find like when I'm developing concepts for music videos, I tend to listen to the song and then trying to see what my brain conjures up for imagery to go with it.
Yeah.
But having an idea of what you had in mind also meant that I could use that in my own sort of inspiration and get into it a little deeper.
Cool.
And then I think we had a nice long discussion about anxieties and things that we wanted to represent, but also not wanting to just like outwardly represent them like literally. So we're dealing with a lot of of abstract and abstractions of anxieties and issues like that.
Yeah, I mean, but I think some of the anxieties and fears in the music video, they're actually, some of them are quite real for me. Like I'm afraid of the dark because I had night terrors growing up. I still do actually sometimes. And I would have these dreams where there would be like a dark shadow grabbing me from under my bed, and then we see the dark shadow hands in the video and coming up through the in the bathtub scene as well. And these are like real fears that I still like when I go to bed at night, where I take a break to get up and use the washroom and I come back to bed. Like I have to jump over Dale into the bed because I can't put my feet close to where the underneath of the bed is.
Because it could grab you.
I'm afraid something's going to grab me.
It's the idea, I think, and your brain is always like readily eager to entertain the idea of like, oh well, it hasn't happened before, but this could be the time. This could be the moment that it happens.
Yeah, so you better jump into
otherwise
the bed.
This could be the time you just get sucked underneath.
Yeah,
Pulled.
I know.
Yeah, you don't want that.
So let's talk about some of your real phobias, and also for the audience watching, we'd love to hear what you're afraid of, and what are some of your irrational or rational phobias, and maybe even how you've dealt with them. If there's room in the chat section for you to explain, do you have kind of real anxieties and phobias that you feel comfortable sharing with?
Always.
Nobody's watching.
I feel like the only way to beat a phobia or a fear, or like at least like confront it, is just like make sure you're very open about it and just be like, this is what I've got.
Yeah.
So if you try and ignore your fears, you're literally making them worse by being like, oh, I don't have any fears. Like, except for the one thing I can't imagine. Like it's like.
That's right.
So but mine are fairly straightforward. I think I don't like heights.
Heights.
My legs just collapse and I fall. I can't stand up, which is valuable as long as you're not on the edge of a precipice or anything. It's like looking over a railing of like a 2-story building, my legs will start weakening. So
yeah, mine too.
Yeah, it's great.
I don't like
heights.
It's
so handy. It's like it's a safety feature.
Yeah.
Yeah. death, obviously.
You don't like death?
I don't like the
I don't
idea
know
of,
why.
of dying, which goes with it well with the heights.
Yeah. That's it. That's good.
Yeah, I'm like, pretty straightforward. I don't know.
What did I first meeting? What did I tell you? One of my biggest fears was snakes.
Snakes, yeah.
And if you head on over to my Instagram or my Facebook, I posted a little snake adventure video. Gosh, I'm getting nervous even mentioning it. But I'm trying to deal with it in the best way that I can. But I still have night terrors where I'll wake up thinking there are snakes in the bed, and then I freak out and I scare the shit out of Dale, and it's horrible. I had a really bad one a couple weeks ago. But anyhow, you didn't put any snakes in the video, thank you.
No, I think in the script there were a lot of snakes.
Yeah.
In the final scene when you were walking through the wheat field, it described it as she's walking through a wheat field full of hundreds of snakes.
Yeah, that would have been amazing.
It's just for you. It wasn't.
Yeah, thanks.
We were thinking about actually bringing some in from the shoot, just like it wouldn't be in frame, just to give you that sort of that feeling of like, oh, these are snakes.
I don't think we would have worked together much longer had that happened, but
but it would have been funny.
Yeah,
it would have been worth it.
Would have got a laugh. Yeah, thanks, Brendan. Hey, Brendan, why do you even make music videos? Like, I mean, it's a lot of work. There are a lot of expenses. What is it about them? You know, it may not be the most like feasible thing for you to be spending your time doing with all of your wizardry techniques and abilities and talents.
I'd say like there definitely is more money in like commercials.
Yeah.
And that kind of stuff, especially just commercials, where like that's where usually people of my talent base and like short film like motivation tend to make their money is like commercial stuff. But I find that music videos are more rewarding. I like collaborating with musicians. I like the idea of getting to reinterpret a song visually. Most of my videos you'll find are not your traditional music video. Like there's not just like someone singing to the camera.
Yeah,
although actually,
I mean those can be really cool, but like this is one of my friends
a cool car and a girl next to me, like, I'm driving. Like it tends to be. It starts with like same as it's been like an abstraction of a thought where you say, oh well, what if this was the imagery that went with this?
Yeah.
A lot of times I'll hear a song, I'll close my eyes and I'll actually watch the video play out.
Yeah.
And I'll have a video in my head before I even get to shoot it or I even get to like pitch the idea. But yeah, I find the experience of working with musicians and collaborating with another artist is a lot more exciting than just like directing a commercial or whatever, like where it's just you're trying to sell a product. This is a lot more of an artistic expression for both of us.
Yeah.
And I get to actually represent somebody else's vision as well. So like when I came into this, you had thoughts and ideas and desires for the video, and I ignored all that.
They were garbage. You told me they were garbage. Yeah. I want to say that you're a wonderful director, and I apologize for telling you to shut up a couple times.
I was over eager to give you motivation before every take. You knew what you were doing every time, and I was like, no, in this scene you are swimming through monsters and there's snakes everywhere, and you're like, I know.
I know, shut up. It worked really well. I only had to tell you to shut up a couple times. I shouldn't have done that, but I really, really enjoyed it, and the whole experience was super pro and fun, and I think that's because we over-prepared, and we planned it out well. We had a lot of creative meetings before, and I had all the confidence in you that you would deliver, and you over-delivered by what I didn't know.
The key is to have no confidence from myself.
Oh,
so
okay, great.
Like, if you're confident in me and I'm not confident in myself, I can use that and be like, well, at least that's my bottom line now.
It's a nice
Rather
technique.
than like setting the bar for myself and like, I'm gonna fucking rock this, and like not hitting it, being like, and then being sad.
You heard him here, folks. Aim low. Aim low.
So low that as long as you can hit that bar and then start improving from there and impress yourself, you'll be happy.
Zero expectations.
Never aim high.
Right.
Well, that's not right.
Zero expectations, and you'll never be disappointed. This is wise words. Also, my ex-husband said the same thing. So we like to have fun on set. So maybe you could set up this next scene quickly before we roll a clip of us having what is called fun on set. For the making.
So a little bit of setup for this one?
Yeah, a little bit of setup.
So I think the important thing with like when you're directing and like when you're running a set for any video production is always make sure your crew is happy.
Yeah.
Make sure everyone's having a good time. And if you find yourself ready to shoot a scene and somebody decides that they have discovered a new toy, let them have fun for a minute, let it get it out.
Yeah,
otherwise they'll be looking at it all day, like, oh,
that's right.
Just let them have their fun and yeah.
Yeah, so we found these lights. I found a light.
We knew where they were.
Yeah, looked like a lightsaber. And so we had a battle. We had a battle with the lightsabers, and I'm gonna roll it for you, and I'm just gonna, spoiler alert, I won. Here we go.
Tube light.
I'm like drooling. You're gonna have to do my makeup.
It is plugged into the wall. They do look like they have a handle with a light on it. And now Christina holds a long tube.
It's like there's a reverse. There's a reverse like.
Oh, like the lens is like getting a flare.
Yeah.
From that. It's so bright. And it's almost like it's so red that it's like pixelating.
She's flipping or she's moving the tube around, but there's like an extra sort of light blue light. That's like maybe a flare of the lens. She pretends stabs Brendan in the stomach.
Thank you, nerds.
Old house theory.
With her fluorescent light tube.
So that's how we have fun on set. Everybody, we're back here rolling at the Grand Victorian. And hey, you know what? We want to take a break to just run over some of the other crew that were involved in the making of Stay With Me and say thank you to them. So here's a photo of Nicole, who did hair and makeup, Brendan, Okar, Mint, and Dale. And there's the B&B folks, Rod and Lynn in the background there. And here you are,
have a wiener
photo
dog.
of you sitting in a chair doing nothing next to Okar Mint.
Doing all the work.
He's doing all the work behind the camera, and you're just telling him what to do. And this is in the upstairs of the mansion that we shot. And actually the house is the Sir Frederick Borden National Historic Site. That's what the house is like, is a very significant venue. And Jessica and Alistair Padmas gave us full reign of the place. There we all are sitting. There's the family who lives in the house, and Verena and Lou and Jessica and Alistair and the crew. Nicole Warnell sitting up top there, who did my hair and makeup, and I'm front and center, of course, as I should be.
And for audio description, I am wearing donut socks with donuts on them. So
that's very important.
I think it's important.
Yeah, that's all he's wearing is donut
nothing
socks.
Else.
Socks.
A naked man sitting next to this family.
With donut.
Just blissfully ignorant.
And one other very important character in this music video was it was Cornelius, the freshwater octopus. And so we wanted to share a video story of Cornelius, the freshwater octopus, told by the homeowner, Alistair Padmas. This was shot just before we actually started to get into making the video. I was just asking Alistair, like, does this octopus gonna show up? Like, I put an advance on this.
Can he act?
Cornelius, can he act? Yeah. Can he squeeze the house?
Can he hit his marks? Yeah.
So.
Flex.
Well, I think he did
job.
remarkable. Yeah, he or she. I don't know.
I'll work with them
maybe
again.
Not. You would? Yeah.
I think so.
It was expensive. Anyway, here's a little more information about Cornelius.
Man stands in the back.
William Martin Alistair Padmas.
Backyard.
You can call me Will.
Oh, hey, Will.
William. We know in 1842.
He's alone on camera.
They turned the tidal rivers into Abicho. They changed it. So
over there?
Over there, that way. So
Christina's hand points from off camera.
An octopus got stuck, okay? And this octopus became the only that I know of, my soul die on, freshwater octopus I've ever seen, okay? To appease the octopus, we feed it quince.
Of this house?
Of this house. The quince that we grow, is solely for the octopus. Octopus
are attracted to the quince.
They love quince. Quince for them is like their thing, you know?
Yeah.
It's like some have chocolate, some have licorice.
Yeah.
For octopus, it's quince.
Just chuck them.
We chuck him. We chuck, and he actually grabs it. He's like thanks. He's like, and he's got.
You've met this. You have seen.
Well, I've got to know it. It's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like you got like a bird, like a cat bird.
Yeah.
You know, cat bird goes, "Meow," cat bird. It's kind of like a bird in your forest, but it could be a creature in your river. And that's really all I got.
Okay, so let me get this straight. There's a freshwater octopus named Cornelius living in the waterway behind this house.
Yes.
And
Habitat River. No, definitely we've seen it.
You've
when
seen
it's angry,
Cornelius.
the storm's out, this thing comes out. It's like the Kraken.
Do you call it corny? Hey,
corny, yeah, it could be corny. Yeah.
Do you go,
like
Corny, come
like
here.
That? Yeah.
Thank you so much for telling us a story about Cornelius, the freshwater octopus, and wish you well in your house.
Thank you.
To your family, and thanks for opening up and sharing everything with us here in Canning, Nova Scotia.
Thank you very much.
About the freshwater octopus.
Yeah. Good times.
In the Maritimes, yeah. Ciao. And we're back. And we're here with Dale Murray, who co-produced the song Stay With Me. You saw him earlier. And Brendan Henry, the video director for Stay With Me. And we're going to open it up now to some Q&A if you have questions. If you don't, that's fine. I got something else to show you. But we do have one question in the Ask a Question box. You can also leave your questions in the chat area. Okay, so we're going to start with one question from Liz. Hey, Liz and Paul.
Kat,
how does
would you like to unmute us so we can let
Oh, yeah, sure.
we didn't get to taste quince.
No. But
give me a sec, I'll figure it out.
It all. Right, we had to use, we had to save it all.
Spare it, quince.
Yeah.
I think everybody can unmute themselves, I believe.
Yeah. They look like little apples.
But most of you are on mute right now.
But they're more maybe.
So if anyone has a question that they want Kat to type into the Q&A for now, speak your piece, or everyone can wait till Christina enters the Zoom room after.
Okay, another question here from Tina. Hi, Tina. Inspiration, where does yours come from? I'm going to throw that over to Brendan while I thoughtfully consider how to answer that. Brendan, where does your inspiration come from?
For me, inspiration comes from everywhere. It's like I find that I get inspired by things I see, things I like. I try to make sure I have time in my day to get bored. Boredom is a great source of inspiration and creativity.
Yeah.
The moment you get on your phone and you're not looking at something new and you're just scrolling through your feed is the moment your brain starts to just turn off. It's almost as bad as like just watching TV. Like so trying to find ways of getting new images in front of you, or new stories and new experiences is always a great way to get inspiration for anything.
Fueling up.
Fuel up, yeah.
And
go on vacation and try to not do anything, and you're going to do something instead.
I agree. So live life, and then if you're a writer or a creator of any kind, then if you're showing up to work, eventually that stuff will just come through you. But you got to go out there and something's got to happen to you. Like you got to live life. Yeah, and the other part of that question was resilience. How do you maintain resilience? I don't know. That's a good question, though.
No.
Brendan? Brendan's going to answer all of the
I
questions.
don't. No resilience here.
Resilience is something that you need to be mindful of. It's a bit of a trap to think that people can be. You need to make sure your energy stores are full. So if you find yourself having to be resilient, make sure you are also taking time to not be resilient.
Muted our friend Raymond there.
Okay.
Wash over you. It's kind of like when you are fighting against a rip in the ocean, you get hit with some waves, you just float for a minute and then fight and then start swimming again. Otherwise, you're just going to.
Kat, why don't you relay a question to Christina for me, please? I'm actually not sure if she actually plays instruments.
state of
Or
being.
she's
All
just vocals. Yeah, thank you.
Making sure you're keeping an eye and a mind on yourself.
Just take some chip breaks, go for long walks. How about that?
That works.
Oh, by the way, Brendan is also a registered psychologist.
No, I'm not.
And
Can't say that.
if you visit his website,
Nope.
iamshrink.com.
Don't go there.
Let's take another question, and then we have a surprise to roll for you before we wrap this event up and we move over to the Zoom meeting for more Q&A. How many days was the shoot? It was.
We arrived at our location on Friday.
Yep.
We didn't shoot on Friday, but I had never been to the location, so it gave us a chance to actually look around and see what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Get an idea for where things were going to get staged. We had a script, but we didn't also know what rooms were going to be used for what scenes. So seeing the bathrooms, seeing the bathtubs.
Taking a bath.
We actually used 2 different bathtubs for that because one of them was
wasn't
more
connected.
camera friendly.
Right, it wasn't
One of
connected.
them's not connected, and it would have been a bad idea.
We were told if we turn the taps on, we might have to.
We flood the house it was in the attic.
Yeah.
We actually for the wide shot. And then Saturday we started shooting. I think we were around 9 o'clock. We started actually rolling, and then we rolled till 5 or 6, which is pretty good for a production. And
Yep.
I did ask that question,
We
Milena.
started in the morning, wrapped around 5 or 6, and we were done.
Done.
Yep.
Out of there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sunday night.
Yeah.
So yeah, these are great questions. Thank you so much. Hey, you know what? Milena's asking, Christina, do you play instruments? Yeah, absolutely. I play a guitar. I write my songs oftentimes on piano, and I can write parts, melodies on the piano for other instruments, just basic ideas, and sometimes I'll work with the musicians. Like, so the piano parts, I had some ideas, and then Ian Bent, he made them better, because he's a real piano player. So, but live, I usually will be performing with either acoustic guitar or electric guitar, but I really love just, my voice is my main instrument, and more and more I enjoy performing without playing any instrument and just singing using my vocal instrument. So yeah, good question. I have a surprise for y'all. I worked with Nick Wasco at Wasco AV. Nick produced a live performance of Stay With Me, and he edited this. So this was shot a couple weeks ago at the Presbyterian Church in Halifax, and we're going to share it with you now. It's not going to be public for a couple more weeks, so stay tuned for that. But I just wanted to I was very excited that a stripped down version of the song with just grand piano works. I didn't know before we actually recorded it the day of, and had no idea, which is the case for a lot of things when you just trial and error. So I'm gonna roll that for you now, and I hope you like it. We'll come back here, wrap up this event, and then we'll head on over to
This
the
version
Zoom.
is not described, so
Okay.
Kat's going to be on.
Yeah, improvised.
Here we go.
Black screen, white writing, Christina Martin, Stay With Me. Above is a small,
Giving you all, and it's all that I've got. Stay
stained glass
with
window.
me,
She stands on
stay
a
with
stage.
me.
Behind her are lighting
I'm
tubes.
keeping busy, 'cause it makes me feel young.
Her face is quite dark.
Unwanted.
Majority of the light's coming from
Stay with
behind her.
me.
She sings with her eyes closed.
I'm older and wiser, don't let that be best. Stay with me.
In the foreground, the
Stay
piano
with
player
me
plays.
now. Can't make all these things he's done go away. Stay with me. Stay with me.
She wears all black.
The things we've destroyed, nothing's really changed.
The images just have top of her shoulders up.
Surrounded by poison and plastic, there was nothing left to ruin.
A full screen of the church.
All that I've got.
The pointed
Stay with
steeple
me.
at the top, or not steeple, the like, I
Stay with me.
don't know what it's called, the pulpit?
Once time was a gift, now it feels like a curse. Stay with me.
Back on Christina with the
Stay
piano
with
player in the foreground.
me. It's no wonder you're anxious. We should be afraid.
A view from
Stay
farther
with
back.
me.
The camera slowly goes
me
towards her.
now. When push comes to shove, will you hand me the shell?
Face is
Stay
quite lit
with
up.
me.
Close up on her
Stay
face.
with me. There was a time we had it all. We took it all for granted. Once we could breathe without our masks, without the fear. Hold me now. I can't see past what's been happening to us. Just breathe in. You don't see love creeping out, love creeping out. I'm giving you all, and it's all that I've got. Stay with me, stay with me. I'm keeping busy, 'cause it makes me feel young.
The crow and the moon from the cover art is projected
Stay
above her.
with me. I'm older and wiser.
I'm trying to get
Don't let
out.
that be bad. Stay with
I
me.
can't get
Stay with me
Christina off my
now. I can't make all these things.
Okay, now I have to find my
Stay with me.
my wallet.
Stay with me. Look to the stars and remind me of you. You're with me now. You're always with me. Look to the stars and remind me of you. You're with me now. You're always with me.
As she walks down the aisle, it's quite backlit. It's really just her silhouette.
You're with me now.
Steam comes up from behind her.
You're always with me. Look to the stars that remind me of you. You're with me now. You're always with me. I've given you all, and it's all that I've got. Stay with me.
And blackness. Music Nova Scotia, Commandant Records recognizes the support of Music Nova Scotia investment program, and I think it's at the province of Nova Scotia, although it's gone now, ChristinaMartin.net.
I hope you enjoyed that video as well. What I really loved about working with
They're back
Wasco AV on that was Nick was able to take the artwork by Nicole Alain Legault for the single and project it onto the back of the chapel, and it was just really stunning. And so that video will come out in a few weeks, and just follow me on socials for an update on that. In the meantime, hey, I want to say I'm so grateful to all of you who could experience this event with us today live. This is going to live on my website on a new page called Replay. You can watch the replay just by using the same link you used to register for this event. And when you share the link, your friends can now watch the replay. Crowdcast allows guests to continue commenting, and I can come back and respond for the rest of my life. So Dale shared the link to the audio described version of this Stay With Me music video in the comments section, as well as the non-described video. So you can start watching those later obsessively and share them with your friends. Dale also posted ways to support. If you would like to join me on Patreon, follow the link. You can send donations via PayPal or send an e-transfer in Canada if you wish. But of course, you don't have to send me any money. Just being here today is a big support, and sharing and listening to the new song, again, obsessively on repeat, is super helpful. So I appreciate all of it. Thank you so much. And final mentions, I want to say thank you to our sponsors, Marley and Greg, for lending us the use of the Grand Victorian here in Victoria by the Sea on Prince Edward Island. Thanks to Brendan Henry, for being here today, for lending your incredible talent to the music video, and I just for hanging out with us, because you could have said no.
That's true.
The three of them are quite squashed on this love seat.
You should have said no.
I should have said no.
You really should have. Thank you to Sensory Friendly Solutions for supporting me on my journey to making my music and my events more accessible and sensory friendly this year. And thank you to Kat and Milena, who hosted the Audio Described Zoom meeting to accompany this event. And we're all gonna leave here, take a break, and head over to Zoom meeting in about 5 minutes for more Q&A. And so feel free to join us over there in the VIP lounge. Now, if you're watching from Atlantic Canada, check out our tour dates on my website for this November. And if you're watching from Germany, Netherlands, Australia, no, we won't be in Australia, Austria, basically Central Europe, and Scotland, stay tuned, keep an eye on my tour dates. We will see you in February, March, and April. So we'll be posting all those tour dates very soon. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my cold steel heart, everybody. All right, everybody, bye. No, we won't try to wave at the same time. Bye. I'm gonna cue the end scene.
And on screen is the Christina with the album art with the moon top left corner, the crow in the background, sun in the top right. It reads, Christina Martin, stay with me. The event has ended. Watch the replay and share the event link with your friends. If you have feedback to help improve the quality of future events, please email info@christinamartin.net. And that would be info@CHRISTINAMARTIN.net.
Fantastic, Kat.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
What's going on there?
I think a big applause goes out to Kat Germain there for this. Actually, none of this was rehearsed. We worked more on the technical aspect of making sure that we could all connect PEI to Halifax, and that the audios were not lagging and so on and so forth. So some of the stuff that was happening today was complete improv. And Kat, I don't know, that last video, I find myself getting lost in the music completely. So how you can go beyond and describe is pretty amazing, as you would say. For all the Zoom guests in here right now. Oh, we've got people coming in. Hold on to your sofas, your pants, whatever you're sitting on or standing. And we're going to wait for Christina Martin to join us as well. So rear up your questions, whether you have questions for Kat on the whole production of, describing and dramaturgy and what you have to write in order to get everything in. Christine Malik, are you unmuted there? Mademoiselle? Do we have Christine Malik on?
There she goes.
Here I am. Hi.
There you are.
Here.
Hi. So Christine Malik here. This is the lovely human being that on the official audio described version of the video. This is her lovely voice. By the way, I love your voice.
Thank you. It was weird to be just listening along and all of a sudden, oh, that's me.
Yeah.
I'm hearing myself coming through the Zoom call. That was sort of disorienting in a very fun way.
This is Kat speaking. Yeah. This is Kat speaking, Christine. If it has anything to do with me, it'll eventually not be weird because it will be happening all the time.
All the time. I love you. It's such great work. I love doing it. So I'm always grateful for the stuff that I get to do.
Yes. So yeah, so whether you'll have questions for Kat, Christine, or when Christina comes on, have them ready to go. And I just want to hear, as a first-time host, thanks to Christine for helping me, because she's been doing listening parties for quite a while now. This is kind of new to me, but I'm having the time of my life.
Woohoo!
And it's really important. I cannot thank all of you who have joined into the Zoom meeting today, because there's description in movies, and we've got Ryan Delahunty here from AMI. There's Christina. Hold on there. I'm just talking about description, and so, but we need more description, and we cannot get more description unless those of us in the blind and partially sighted low community is out there asking for it. the more we ask, the more we'll get, and the more we get, the more it'll become second nature, like waking up and breathing, for not only theater, movies, but videos and museums, and our one we just had recently, Nocturne. We need description there, you know, so, but nothing happens if we don't put our voices in. So the fact that I know we have a couple of blind and partially sighted people in here. Yahoo, thumbs up to you and for showing up. Christina, you there?
Hey, we're here. Can you hear us?
Oh, we can hear you, love.
Oh man, I thank you so much for doing this. Thanks everybody for joining us in the Zoom meeting. This is the coolest place to be right now.
It is the coolest place. We forgot to order the mimosas and beers, but that you'll get that to us, right?
And the vegan pizza, yeah, it's on its way.
Oh yeah, vegan, right.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh my goodness, I'm so nervous and like excited.
Don't be nervous. It was fantastic. I will say, because of those of you who know me, I'm pretty blunt here. Kat will work with you on a little bit more description, but great job.
Thank you, Kat. You're talking about Kat, right? Great job, Kat. Because I mean,
Kat. Oh yeah, Kat. But you guys out there trying your best too.
Okay, because we felt like we really flunked. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, we failed.
But
we may have to talk a little bit about subjectivity and audio description and editorializing, but that can come.
What? You mean I can't sell myself as a professional audio describer yet, Kat?
You can.
No.
I'm not the boss of you.
Kat, you're going to hand over the jobs that you don't want to take to me, aren't you?
Sure.
But we'll work on that. All right. So if everybody's willing, who's got a question? Does anybody have a question for Kat, Christina, or Christine?
Or Milena?
Yeah, or Milena.
No, I'm done answering.
You quit. I got
answer to no one.
No.
If I'll be the first. I have a question for Kat. If I may, how was this your first music video that you have worked to create an audio described version? And if it was, like, how was it for you? Was it like, what were the challenges? Did you hate it? You know?
It was, this is Kat speaking, it was the first one that I have done, but I've done lots of musical theater before. And so the air quotes rules transfer for the most part. And how was it for me? Yeah. Great. Yeah, it was very fun. Everybody that I spoke to was like, what, a music video? Nobody describes music videos. Like, that's not a thing that anybody does. So the community members that I spoke to were pretty excited about this possibility of, you know, it's a new space that's welcoming people into and inviting people into. So it's neat from my perspective.
This is Christine speaking. The first time I got to hear the song, I really thought, Kat, you got your work cut out for you, because there's no instrumental bridges in there. It's all words. And sometimes the words repeat, and that's how Kat managed to fit in, bits of description. But music videos are challenging in that way, because you don't want to sing over the lyrics for them. So you didn't have much time, Kat. So that was challenging, I'm sure.
Oh, go ahead. No.
Yeah, and this is Milena, and so this is for Christine, because when I heard your audio description, take us through the process of what you actually had to do, Christine.
Yeah. Oh, my part was so tiny. It was pleasant. It was lovely. I got to listen to the song, and Kat sort of ran through her script, and then I got sort of the text file, and my job was just to read. To do the voiceover, so to read the lines and record them, hopefully at the appropriate speed, and so fitting the sparse in the spaces where it made sense to do that. And so my part, I feel, was really quite small and simple, because then it had to go to an audio editor who placed my voiceover over the song, so in the exact places. So that's very carefully timed out by Kat, so she's got all of the time codes for how that's done. I feel like my role was very small and pleasant, and it was pretty sweet to hear it in the real world over there's my voice, tiny little my voice behind Christina's beautiful voice. So Christina, I have a question for you. Well, I have two questions. Are you doing your own backup vocals there? There's a little harmony going on. Is that you?
Yeah, I didn't remember. Dale, did I do my own?
Yeah.
I don't remember much of the process, which can be painful of recording sometimes when it comes to me doing my vocals or my guitar parts. But that was me. Yeah,
That's all you.
I do oftentimes do my own harmonies because I can, because that's where the studio is at home. And
and it's easy.
I have endless hours to trial and error. But oftentimes, like I don't really understand music, to be honest. Like it's all kind of by I don't know what I'm doing. It's all by ear and a feel, and like I have an idea and I can hear it or feel it or sometimes see it in my head. And so I need to try things out and then hear them back. And sometimes they sound really good to me. And then Dale, they may not sound great to you, and you will bring it to my attention that it just doesn't work. And then sometimes I push for, no, it has to be this. I don't know why. And you're like, okay, whatever. So yeah.
Do you have a dream? So do you have a dream duet, someone you want to sing with, and or a dream venue that you want to play at?
He wants to sing.
And or is that person Christine Malik?
No, that's not where I'm going.
Milena.
It's Milena. Actually, Milena. Yeah, Milena. I haven't heard your voice, Milena. Well, I've always wanted to. I mean, there are quite a few singers that I would love to sing with, but I mean, I've fantasized about doing a duet with like Tom Petty or Jeff Lynne or maybe there's so many, but can't do it with Tom anymore, unfortunately.
No.
But we saw Tom perform in Hyde Park, London, and Stevie Nicks opened up. Stevie would be another one, and Hyde Park would be my dream venue. Performing there with my band, and actually, we saw Carole King perform in Hyde Park, London in 2016, and that was the first time I had seen an ASL interpreter during a performance. I thought that was so cool, and that's something else that I really want to try out. Maybe I'll get the chance at our event that we're just starting to plan out, Milena, in Halifax, November 27th. I'm actually hunting for. That sounds like murderous. I am on the hunt. I'm searching for.
You're prowling for.
I've done some outreach. I'm stalking all the ASL interpreters in HRM. I'm waiting outside their house every night.
All the time.
All the time. So that was really interesting, and it kind of cutes us. That's something I would like to try out in the future.
Everybody heard it here first in the Zoom special room here. Zoom special room. That's my poetic side coming out. Yep. November 27th, there will be a live event, COVID providing that we're allowed to do this, which I think we will be. And so details will be coming through. Before I ask a question, let's just, if everybody doesn't mind here for a moment, from the audience there, does anybody have a question? So we don't take up the space.
Hello?
Can you
Yes?
hear Betsy?
Yes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I have a comment, and I just want to thank you for doing this, Christina, and everybody else. The audio description was great. I may not have known that there was an octopus outside that window. I probably would have guessed at what that was. And that really helped a lot. And it's so wonderful that you're doing this. I mean, I can't watch a movie anymore without audio description, and it's just incredible and wonderful that it exists. When I was watching the video, the other music video, John had left, and I was just interested in hearing the music. So I wasn't listening, or I couldn't get the audio description as well. I know that wasn't rehearsed, but then it made me think. I didn't know that Nicole's artwork was there, so I couldn't see that. So I was just thinking, when you put out a music video, can there be like an update in the beginning about what is going to happen and what you will be seeing? And then when the audio describer says, you know, goes through the video, then you're kind of knowing what you might be seeing. And then you kind of see it, but even though you don't really see it. I'm sorry, that doesn't make sense, but.
Yeah, that makes sense. And by the way, I just want to say, Betsy and John are Nicole's parents. And I love you guys so much. Thanks for being here.
I love you too.
And I think that's a good, what do you think about that comment, Kat?
Yeah, this is Kat speaking. So it is a bit of a delicate balance. And there was the introduction, the audio introduction or pre-show notes, whatever you want to call it, ahead of the video itself. That was an attempt to describe some things that there was literally no time to describe during the video. But part of the goal, and I am going to be doing somehow got funding to do a nationwide study on audio description. I don't know what I've done. I'm not a researcher.
Congratulations,
Anyway.
that's huge. Yay.
But generally the philosophy is we want people to make the same discoveries at the same time as the sighted audience. So that's, you know, the sighted audience, when they watch it for the first time, they'll be like, what's that thing? Possibly or probably. And so that was the goal for this as well. And we did have some discussions about maybe just describing the whole thing ahead of time and then just let the music play. But it's like, well, all of this is going to be on the internet. People can listen to the song without the description at any time. When I'm doing a play, I will often send that audio intro ahead of time to people that I know from the community who are going to be there, so that they can have a listen at least once before if they want, just so there's a little bit more time to soak in that information, because obviously it goes by pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you were doing the audio description and you were kind of saving your descriptions, and it's well timed right during the repeated refrain.
Yeah.
So for someone listening, the repeating refrain, yes, that's going to be there, but now there's an opportunity to throw in those quick descriptions.
Yeah, it must have been really hard. I mean,
hard.
I don't know how you did it with the first music video. It was like, oh my gosh, thank you. Just thank you so much.
Yeah, and you know, and the thing is, because if I failed to mention that I am completely blind as well, so in Nova Scotia alone, I think the 2017 statistics are 40 to 50 some thousand people who are blind or partially sighted. That's in Nova Scotia. I'm not sure, you know, across the country. So we all have different variants and ideas of what we may want or do not want in description. And therefore, it leaves it a very difficult job for individuals such as Kat, you know, who's trained for quite a long time, and then what should and should not be. And this is why I say, and my face is getting all expressive here. It is so crucial that we raise our voices to be heard on what we want. Now, we're not all going to get everything that we need. And Christine Malik, I'm sure, can, you know, attest to that as well. But the more you speak out and the more you say, hey, wouldn't this be great? And not only that, for the people in the Zoom room who are sighted, you know, make sure you're heading out there and saying, you know, what about putting some description in for a loved one of mine or someone that I know, or so on and so forth, because nothing happens without us all getting together. And just on that note, I want to say, for Pete's sakes, if you can give $2 to plant that tree to encourage Christina there. Now I'm smiling ear to ear for those who can't see me. You know,
we can hear it, Milena. We can hear it.
Yeah. So, you know, to really encourage the artists to be coming out, no matter, you know, whether singing or sculpting or live on stage or whatever, that they're pushing as well. So again, applause to Christina. And I'll end my thought at that. So before we go back to the panel here, any other audience members has a question? Going once? Don't be afraid, going twice.
I think that actually Raymond is trying to talk, but he's muted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Raymond, I can see your mouse.
Okay, am I unmuted now?
Yeah, you are. Woohoo!
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah, Christina, I liked your performance. It was very good. And you've been doing this for years now, writing songs?
I've been doing it for 20 years. 20 years. I started songwriting, and I'm 42 now, so I guess 22 years actually. And yeah, it's been a while.
Are you doing other songs, writing other songs soon, or?
Well, we just finished. So this is the first single from my new album, and I really want to take my time and slow release the album, the songs, because when you put an album out, you run the risk of nobody listening to most of the tracks. And I really feel very precious about all of them. This was an important first song for me to get out, very timely, I felt. It really spoke to kind of what I was feeling, throughout the last few years. And so there's more on the way. A whole album is actually complete, and Nicole is still working with me very closely on the album artwork and all the singles we want to release. And hopefully there'll be more videos. I mean, we're going to talk more about that, Brendan.
And descriptive videos. Descriptive videos as well. Are you got that song "Stay With Me"? Is that going to go on various radio stations, like the community stations, like Seaside and the Coast here in Cape Breton?
If they're not playing, if they're not, Raymond, playing it already, you should call them up. You can call them up and harass them, because stations across Canada have been delivered the single by my radio tracker, and have a wonderful promo team out just trying to get as many people to play it as possible. It's not a super upbeat radio friendly song, so it's not going to get as much attention perhaps because of that, unless people call in and just harass the stations to play the new Christina Martin song. But
other songs you'll probably do maybe more upbeat that they may play too as well. Are you ever going to do like a concert tour, like throughout Atlantic Canada, like here in Sydney, Cape Breton, and all over there?
Good question. We're actually doing some Atlantic Canadian tour dates this November. Because of COVID, it was extremely hard to book shows everywhere we wanted to. We did perform outdoors in Cape Breton Island this summer at Periwinkle Cafe in Ingonish and Big Spruce Brewing. And I tried to get back to Sydney, but because of COVID, it was really hard to book a show. But we're playing in Fredericton, we're playing in New Glasgow, we're going to play in Halifax. That date isn't posted yet, but it will be within a week or so. There's another place we're playing. Where is it? Close to our home at the Oxford Capitol Theatre, where we recorded some of the tracks. And so there are 5 shows in November, and then we'll have a lot more next year when we're ready to announce.
So I wonder if you ever do come to Sydney, would it be at the Savoy or at the Highland Arts Theatre here? There's the Highland Arts Theatre up on Benning Street, which is a pretty good venue.
Oh, thanks, Raymond. We'll give it a shot.
Maybe I might be your promoter for here.
Please, I could use all the help. No, that'd be great.
So how to get a hold of you? Is that you have Christina Martin at?
So my website is christinamartin.net, and you can send me an email, info@christinamartin.net. Especially if you have feedback about today's event, and good or constructive, whichever, I'll take it all. But the best way to find all of my social media platforms and everything is on my website. There are links to all my socials on the top toolbar of christinamartin.net.
christinamartin.net. I think maybe if Jeff or someone could send off all that information would be good too as well.
We'll do that for you, Raymond. Don't worry, we'll hook you up. We'll hook you up, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Christina. I liked your performance.
I really appreciate you coming here. Thank you.
All right. And so I have one last question, because I don't want to keep everybody here. We are at 3:31. But Christina, what is it that made you decide to go accessible fully?
I'm going to try to summarize it, because as I'm getting asked that a lot more, I'm realizing there are so many moments in my life that kind of led me to this point that I was finally able to jump on opportunities to really learn from and train and like follow people like yourself and Kat and Crystal over at Sensory Friendly Solutions. So I think though, it goes back 20 years to when I was living in Austin, Texas, and my roommate, Nancy Perkins, she ran a special education course or class in the school that we both worked in. And she got me working with people living with a disability. And so I did that work for many years throughout my 20s. And when I moved back to Canada, I continued to do that in addition to attending, finishing my university degree. And the work was really fun and interesting. And I was planning recreational outings and all kinds of activities for the people that I was providing support for. And so it made me think of accessibility, and putting myself in the shoes of the people that I was working with. And so in the beginning, it was mainly on my mind, visible disabilities. And I wasn't so much aware of invisible disabilities, let's say, like social anxieties. And I've had people come up to me at shows and say, I really don't often feel comfortable coming out to spaces because of the sensory overload issues. And so I started thinking about, that there are all kinds of different concerns and issues and disabilities that affect people, and that I had so much to learn about how to just do the best I can to, make a connection with as many people as I can online, in person, because ultimately I think when you are an artist, you want to, you want to first express yourself, but then you want to build a bridge to create connection. And how do you do that if you're not welcoming people and making that possible for people to access your art? So I've been thinking about this over the years, but a big reason is because fans at my shows or friends have let me know that, I wasn't able to access your show. I had one friend in Toronto who bought a ticket and went through the trouble of coming out to the event, and then he's a wheelchair user. He couldn't get into the venue, and that really stuck with me and bothered me and triggered me to start taking more action and talking about this with my friends and my fans and getting feedback from folks. So I'm still at the beginning of this journey, learning from so many great mentors, including like you and Kat and Crystal. So I have a lot to learn and a lot to try, and I'm so excited about it. I really am. Like, I think I'm excited about it because it's actually, it's about that thing creating the connection that really gets me excited. It gives me so much energy. So thank you all so much.
Well, you keep on doing, and I'm sure we're all going to keep on energizing you.
All right, cool. Yeah.
All right, how's everyone feeling? Shall we wrap it up unless there's more questions from the audience? Audience, going once, going twice.
Sold. It's over.
Sold. It's over.
Thank you very much.
Thanks to everyone for joining. Thanks, Kat, Christina, and the team. Perhaps we could just stay on the Zoom. And everybody else, have a fabulous Sunday. Check out Christina Martin and
ChristinaMartin.net.
Thank you.
Google me.
Yeah. And if anybody needs help with description, call Kat Germain.
Yeah. Whoa, is that your phone I hear ringing, Kat?
Yeah. What? Oh, hello. Oh, $1,000 million for, that's great.
Yeah.
Gotta go, beautiful people.
Yeah, and thanks for everybody for being here. Thank you.